This video is about multiplying fractions and whole numbers using groups of statements and showing them on the number line and tape diagrams. So if we start with 4 times 1/2, we can think of that as saying 4 groups of 1/2. So what that means is that we think of this 1/2 first, and we picture it, and then we imagine 4 of them. So there's 4 groups, or 4 of this 1/2. Here's what it looks like on the number line. So you can imagine we start at 0 and we go up by a half for every tick mark. Then 4 groups of 1/2 means like this. I have 1 group of 1/2, 2 groups of 1/2, 3 groups of 1/2, 4 groups of 1/2. Every time I jump on the number line, it's a group of 1/2. And you can see that if I have 4 1/2s, then that gives me 2 altogether. You can think of this second factor here as being a candy bar. So if you imagine this 1/2 as a candy bar, or 1/2 of a candy bar as I've written, then if I have 4 of them, or 4 groups of 1/2 of a candy bar, here's 1/2 of a candy bar, here's a second group of 1/2 of a candy bar, 3 groups of 1/2 of a candy bar, and 4 groups of 1/2 of a candy bar. And that would give me 2 candy bars altogether. Now, let's think of a similar but different multiplication problem. Actually, before we do that, we need to draw a diagram of what 4 groups of 1/2 of a candy bar looks like. So if we draw a rectangle, and we note what 1/2 of a candy bar looks like, then 1 whole candy bar looks like that. If I have 4, 1, 2, 3, 4 groups of 1/2 of a candy bar, then altogether here we have 2 candy bars. You can see that matches our number line. Now I would like to look at a similar but different multiplication problem. This says 1/2 of a group of 4. Now notice that this second number is what we're starting with. In other words, we're doing something, we're multiplying this second number by 1/2. We're taking half of it. So we can think of this 4 as being 4 candy bars. So we are going to first draw on the number line 1/2 of a group of 4 candy bars. Let's start by imagining 4 candy bars on the number line. When you take half of something, it means you're going to divide it by 2. So you can find that halfway mark right between 0 and 4, and you're going to take half of that. So half of a group of 4 candy bars looks like that. Now this is a really important idea. The denominator 2 tells you to divide into 2 equal size pieces. And that is what happened here. Let's look at that on a tape diagram. Here's a tape diagram that shows our 4 candy bars. And we also have to note what 1 candy bar looks like. And if we're going to divide these 4 candy bars into 2 equal size pieces, then we're going to take half of them. And you can see then that we have 2 candy bars. 1/2 of 4 is 2 candy bars. So there you go. There's a tape diagram showing 1/2 of the 4 candy bars is 2 candy bars. Let's do this again with another problem that is a different denominator than 2. What if we had 1/4 times 8? In your head, make a prediction. What is the groups or the group of statement that goes with this? You might have thought, hopefully, 1/4 of a group of 8 candy bars. Let's see what that looks like on the number line and in a tape diagram. On the number line, if we have 8 candy bars, we would have to break them into 4 equal size groups, because the denominator here says 1/4, or the 4 is in the denominator. So, since we're going to divide 8 candy bars into 4 equal size pieces, we are going to have to break it in to 4 equal size pieces, but we only have to take one of them. So, this is our 1 equal sized piece out of 4. And you'll notice that it's 2. If we look here at the 8 candy bars, and each part of this is equivalent to 1 candy bar, then we need to break it into 4 equal size pieces. So here are the 4 equal size pieces, and you'll notice that if I take one of those 4 equal size pieces, it's going to be 2 candy bars. So that is why 1/4 of 8 candy bars is equal to 2.